live from New York and an undisclosed location. It's Dex's pre-market PulseScan. How you doing, buddy?
Wildly awake.
Wildly awake?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because you're having your evening coffee.
There you go.
That's amazing. Well, anyway, Dex, I'm particularly psyched out of my mind about this week. We've got some really cool things happening.
Yes, we do.
And I want to tell people about some things. First off, let me share my screen. Free price trigger trade of the week is Bitcoin USD. That's like everybody's favorite thing. That's like when McDonald's puts that McRib on sale. People lose their minds. Wait, what was that one recently? Everybody's freaking out about that chicken sandwich.
Yeah, because they were trying to compete and go head to head with Chick-fil-A's chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
No contest. Chick-fil-A just body slams them in that area.
Yeah? Hard
they
body
need to stay
karate?
away from that. They need to stay away from that.
You need to start saying hard body karate again. That was one of your signatures. You haven't been saying that lately.
No, I haven't.
Maybe
I've been distracted.
So there's your public rebuke for the day. Getting ready. By the way, I can show this because it's our free price trigger trade of the week. We're getting ready to hit that price trigger, actually. We're $60 away from the short. So the way to get in on this and follow my instructional video is to go to PulseWaveTrading.com and click on free membership. And with that free membership, you'll get access to the free price trigger trade of the week. You have a little dashboard where we update it with videos. And this is when I do the videos for this one. And I show you what I'm doing every night. The price triggers come out. Sometimes, Dex, I give a lot, Dex. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's 10:30 at night. And
I know you do.
I'm only kidding. I'm totally
You're
joking.
faithful. You're a very faithful dude.
But the point of my joke was I actually do post update videos when the price triggers come out. And so you could check them out the next morning and update your order. And it's really cool. And then you get our PulseWave free Slack, get access to a couple of our instructional videos, which I'm updating probably this week. I'm very excited about that. But the thing is, the price trigger trade of the week this week is Bitcoin, which we're going to look at in a second. And you're thinking probably a leg down. And not just you're thinking, but the algos are showing most likely we'll see another leg down.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that in a minute. And I'm doing that using contract trading on qcoin.com or qmex.com for the contract trading. And I just love this platform. It's a lot of fun. And I was telling Dex earlier, I don't know if mathematically this is true, but psychologically, it's a great way. It's a comforting way for me to trade Bitcoin because, if you wanted to trade Bitcoin against USD in the past, it was a matter of getting in and out of your Bitcoin, which is very stressful because I've done it. I know anybody who's traded cryptos for a while, you dump all your Litecoin to short it essentially, and then it goes up without you and you're miserable all week looking for an entry, or your Bitcoin or your Ethereum or whatever. Well, with this, you're leveraging your stash of Bitcoin. And yes, there's going to be a gain or a loss, but you're never getting out of your Bitcoin. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Does that make sense, Dex?
Yes, it does.
Because to me, it's just very comforting. It's like, okay, I'm in a trade and I may have a gain, I may have a loss, but I didn't just take my Bitcoin and dump it into USDT or something like that.
That's correct.
It's just a really cool way to leverage your Bitcoin. So that's what we're doing all week with our free price trigger trade of the week. Go to PulseWaveTrading.com. The link, the top link in the description, I think, is to that free page if you haven't gotten on it. And it'll be an abbreviated week. Are the reports coming out until Wednesday night or Tuesday night? Is there going to be a Thanksgiving report?
It's going to the report's going to come out Monday and Tuesday night.
Yes, it's tonight. We already posted.
Right, because Wednesday the markets close early, to my understanding. Yeah. Then, of course, the markets are closed on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then the futures I think they're going to start trading on Thanksgiving night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, cool. Mm-hmm. And what I will do for the Bitcoin, of course, the Bitcoin markets don't close. But what I'll do is if we go live, if this order gets filled, because we use stop orders, I'll manage the stop. I'll do stop loss updates if we're in the trade, all the way until like next Sunday. So you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, it's a much abbreviated week for trading this week. Keep an eye on PulseWaveTrading.com. Keep an eye on this space. We've got something I don't even want to hint at it, but it's a ridiculous value that we're going to be offering people this week. So check it out. And that's for members new and old. So for everybody, we've got a really special thing coming up. So keep an eye out for that. All right, man. Wasn't there something else? Oh, we updated, as you guys know, last week, Dex, we sort of went from, we used to have an easy report and an advanced report. And Dex essentially combined them last week, made the advanced report a little easier to read and even more powerful. And so now we just have advanced reports. So on your dashboard, there's a little link for now. I'll be overhauling this in the future that says click here, new guide to advanced price triggers. When you click on that, we just updated this tonight. It was updated. It was posted a few days ago. We updated it. We made it simpler yet again. So what were these called 10 minutes ago before we changed the name of it, Dex?
The positive momentum and negative momentum columns.
Positive and negative momentum have been changed simply to rally alerts and crash alerts. And starting tomorrow, there's either going to be nothing there or a 911. And if there's a 911, it's a rally alert. If it's a 911 in the crash alert column, it's a crash alert. So that's an update for those of you. There used to be like 5 different things there. And Dex was saying, basically, Dex, they all mean rally or crash alert.
Pretty much.
Just a slightly nuanced.
The only other thing you'll see is 11 and negative 11s. Those will remain because that lets you know if momentum is picking up or if it's strong in a particular market.
All right.
So those are really good to know.
Throw that over me in a text, and I'll add that in there too.
Yep.
And then you have your uptrend and downtrend, which hasn't changed. We've simplified some of the naming conventions. That's all. So, all right, cool. Let's take a look. We've got people in comments. Let's say hello. It's been a while. It feels like it's been forever since we've done like a live show. Like we've done
It does.
Done a few things together, but we haven't been like live. So Mark is asking. Mark is a great follower and sometimes member. How long will the great bear last for BTC? Positive and negative view. How long do you think things like ETC, LTC, XRP can go if you can spoil it? So, how high do you think they can go? So first one with this, let's pull it up now. This is a good question, Mark. Thanks for checking in. I'm going to share my screen now. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. And you've been pretty consistent on your message that this vortex was going to pull us down, and it has. This is on the right side of the screen. This is the weekly chart.
Correct.
And hey, it could pop up, but the indicators are showing for this week that it probably won't. I'm going to open on it.
There's an old saying that markets can remain irrational a lot longer than you can stay solvent. So
that's great.
Can they go lower? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like it's going to go lower? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Can it crash below the Kumo cloud? Absolutely. All things being equal right now, even if you just forget the name on the chart, that chart is telling you that you have been accelerating to the downside.
Yeah.
And that has not stopped. It's continuing to strengthen to the downside. And you have bearish pointers on both the weekly and daily chart. The one on the weekly chart, you can say has been satisfied. The one on the daily chart has not yet been satisfied. So I'm saying that more downside is expected this week. Can the market try to catch some rampage here on the weekly? Yeah, it could try to do that. We'll have to wait and see. Nothing has really changed on this chart, guys. There's nothing bullish on the chart at this time. The only little ray of sunshine or hope is on the weekly because you're above the Kumo cloud for now. On the daily, you're below the Kumo cloud and your momentums are below the Kumo cloud. But on the weekly, you're still above it. So you could still make an argument that there's a bull conversation that can be had on the weekly chart. But if you want to be technical about it, which we are, we're
the indicators are all
traders,
negative. The indicators are all negative.
Nothing has bullish on the chart. Yeah. It's all negative. You're still in a correction on both the daily and the weekly charts, and the correction is not yet over. Therefore, the wise thing to do would be to stay short and to pop your way through it. And for those who don't know what pop your way through it means, It's because you're probably not a member, and you probably want to
How
become a
embarrassing.
member real quick so you can catch the reversal when it comes, and you will be alerted to that with the price triggers on when that may be getting close.
Also wanted to mention, Dex, the sell trigger and trend support on the daily and the weekly are the same. Can you talk about what that means? I mentioned it in my quick trading video, but I wanted people to hear what you have to say about that.
When the trend support and the
Sell trigger.
sell triggers are the same price, or the buy trigger and the trend resistance are the same price, it means that if that trigger were to be violated, you can expect a very powerful move, very violent move in some cases, in that direction. Those are very strong indicators letting you know that the market may be bottlenecking at that particular junction. So you're going to want to have your orders ready for when that happens.
Very cool. The rest of Mark's question, let me get back to my screen here. Rest of Mark's question. Do you have any price predictions for ETH, Litecoin, XRP? He's saying, how high do you think they can go?
To infinity.
To infinity and beyond.
Now, let me explain what that means and why things can go to infinity, folks. All right, so you know that there's no such thing as a top, and when it comes to prices, prices can go to infinity. There is no law or written rule that says that a market can only go but so high. That does not exist. Markets can go as high as they want. And yes, markets can even go to zero. Even if you don't believe it, that doesn't make it not true. All right. So we don't know when a price is going to stop. We don't know where the top is. We don't know where the bottom is in any given market. We can get ideas and clues from the rally alerts and the crash alerts and from the price triggers themselves. But as far as how much higher you think this thing is going to go, it can go to infinity. There's no rule that says a market can't go up every week or every month or every year for 50 years straight. There's no rule that says that cannot be the case. If you look at the U.S. stock indexes over the past 100 years, the trend has been upward. Even with corrections and dips along the way, the overall trend is still upwards. So that is a rule of law, an unwritten rule of law in the market, that there's no such thing as a top until there's a top. Yes, a stock can go to $1 million a share. Yes, Bitcoin can go to $1 million a coin.
Hallelujah.
Absolutely. There is no rule that says it can't. On the flip side, a stock can go to zero. Bitcoin could go to zero.
Could.
Now, people can argue and say, oh, that will never happen. You don't know that. All right. You can only go by what the market is telling you from day to day. But just know that anything is possible when you're talking about markets. Prices can go to ridiculous heights, nosebleed levels, and it
as
can
a
also
trader,
go to zero. People
get furious when I interrupt you, but I don't care. As a trader, you don't care if it's going up or down. You care about making money. And we've been focusing quite a bit lately, to help people make money. We know we have a lot of crypto traders with us, and people who follow us from the beginning, because we started as a crypto only room.
Right.
We're focusing a lot on how to benefit from where Bitcoin and a bunch of other cryptos go, because you can trade a lot of things now, long and short, using BitMEX, QMEX, and lots of other things. So it doesn't matter which way it goes. As a trader, you just want to have your price triggers ready to go so that you can catch the move regardless of which way it goes.
Correct.
And I gotta say, Dex, to your credit, man, the triggers have been on fire. I mean, the last few moves in Bitcoin, it was like just wake up in the morning and everybody's in it. Everybody's riding it, and it's just a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Well, thank you. I work very hard on these price triggers.
Yeah, you do.
To make it happen.
All right, let's check this out. Back to our full screen here. We're sharing my screen. Here we go. Let's take a look at ETH.
ETH. All right. Look at that ETH. Okay, so ETH right now is in a very precarious place. You're in a bear market correction on the weekly, but you're in some sort of a bullish retracement on the daily. So this one's a little mixed. Basically, you had a nice little reversal off the lows. Right now, I'm going to call this a dead cat bounce on the weekly chart. But that bearish pointer means something. Can't ignore it on the weekly chart. I think that once this little bounce is over, I think the rally is going to get sold. It's already been sold once, and it looks like it's been starting to get sold again. You should be using this information to possibly get short again on this particular market. Just saying. Now, with that being said, looking on the daily chart, you see that you're in a cumulative cloud of death. So you can't really trust the price action because it can go anywhere. Just remember, whenever you're in a cumulative cloud, prices majority of the time, they like to trade at the top and bottom side of the cloud. That's just what they do. If you look at the daily chart, you can see where you touch the bottom of the cloud, and you can see where there were times you touched the top of the cloud, only to get you to where you are right now on the daily chart. So it runs the range of the cloud, and it does that often. So right now you don't know where it wants to go. You just have to use the price triggers to tell you when it's time to get in and out of the market.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Yeah, I wouldn't try to overthink it, people. You trade with the majority trend. If the majority trend is down, then you're shorting. If the majority trend is up, then you're buying. It's really no simpler than that, folks. That's what you want to do. You want to always trade with the trend. I don't care if it's a micro trend that only lasts a day, or an intermediate trend that only lasts maybe a week, or a longer term trend that lasts many months. All right. You want to trade with the trend at all times. There are times to counter trend trade. You get those times. All right. That's what the rally and crash alerts are for. All right. You pay attention to crash alerts in a bull market because it lets you know when the market may be exhausted and wants to start correcting itself. You pay attention to rally alerts in a bear market because it's telling you that maybe the bear wants to take a breather now and wants to start correcting itself because it's exhausted. That's what those are there for, folks.
Yeah.
That gives you your answer to your question. Hey, you think this thing is about ready to turn around yet? I don't know. Do you have a rally alert? Well, no. Do you think this thing is ready to start falling yet? I don't know. Do you have a rally alert? Do you think? This market is ridiculous. It's just been going up, 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 up. Do you think it's ready to turn down now? I don't know. Do you have a crash alert?
Not only that, but do you have the price triggers?
There you go.
Because the trigger is the thing that matters the most. So, I appreciate the rally alerts and the crash alerts and the other indicators, but ultimately, like today when I did this Bitcoin trade, I looked at those things. When I did the video for the free price trigger trade of the week, but ultimately, I just want the buy trigger and the sell trigger so I could get this thing set up. I'm not going to sit around guessing what's going to happen with the market. Maybe a little, but the most important thing is be ready for the move. By the way, the spread between the buy trigger and the sell trigger for Bitcoin this week is massive. And we're very close. Did you see that, Dex? It's a huge gap between the buy trigger and the sell trigger, but we're within dollars of the sell trigger. So that tells me where we're probably going this week.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're within thousands of dollars of the buy trigger, but we're within tens of dollars of the sell trigger. Mm-hmm. So that's probably where we're going to be hitting. Hey, for my own curiosity, can you take a look at EOS? I've got it up on the screen. We haven't looked at it in a while.
I don't know how much money do you have because my time is
that's true. You're very very difficult to get a hold of. Very important, man. What do you think of this EOX trade while my kids bang on the floor directly above my head?
I don't know. I'm looking at my wallet here online, and I haven't seen any money transfer into it yet. So if you could just go ahead and do that real quick, and then I can answer that question.
Okay.
All right.
Keep holding your money hostage.
All right. Let's see here. Okay. So this one is also you're trying to get a little dead cat bounce rally going. You're trying, but unfortunately, you have a bearish pointer on the weekly chart. Unfortunately,
Which one?
On the weekly chart, you have a bearish pointer.
This one?
And then one before it.
Yep. I meant this one and then this one.
Yep.
So you think more down?
Yeah.
This one has wanted to bounce back for, like, we looked at it a few weeks ago, and we were like,
every
maybe,
rally
but
is
probably
sold.
not. Yeah.
Every rally, and it's the third time's a charm. Right when you had your cursor, that was the first rally that was sold. Then you had a secondary rally that was sold, and now the current bar has been sold. So right now, this one's in a very wide trading range. But I'm going to say right now that bears are in control of this market on the daily. On the weekly, you're trying to get something going, but right now, I mean, you got to trade what you see, right? So I'm going to call it like this. I expect the prices to threaten to put in another leg down because the daily is so bearish right now. And that momentum is pretty bearish right now. So that's what it's looking like. You got to trade what you see.
Word.
All right, let's mean to be the bearer of bad news or anything. It just comes out that way.
Show me on the chart where the market hurt you. Okay. Here's where we want to go. We're gonna do the let's do rapid fire on these, and then we'll wrap it up. We've been live for 20 minutes. My contract says no more. I'm just kidding. I don't have a contract.
Well, then I get paid overtime. I'll be looking for my overtime Bitcoin payment to hit my wallet in the matter of moments.
All right, cool. So here's the Dow. What do you think, man? Dow futures, E-mini. I'm gonna go rapid fire.
Okay, so right now the Dow on the weekly is still in an upward trend. On the daily, you're just in a short-term pullback. So it's going to need to break out if it's going to continue. You do have somewhat of a bullish pointer from last week on the weekly, and you have a bullish pointer on the daily as well from several trading days ago. So I think that this one wants to try to break out again.
All right. Let's go to gold.
All right. Everyone should own some physical gold. And if you are a physical stacker, then every pullback is an opportunity to buy more. This one right here is pulling back and threatening to go lower. On the weekly chart, the bears are still in control of the market. So it is in pullback mode from that bullish rally breakout that we had on the weekly. The daily is showing you that the market tried to break out and get something going, but it's also threatening, looking like it's running out of steam as that rally has been sold. Mm-hmm. So this one is looking like the bears are in control of the market.
And let's in 10 seconds or less, Dex, explain to people that the COMEX is a tool to trade movements in the precious metals market. It's not a way for you to buy metals, and that people should stop being hysterical about the use of the COMEX. Go ahead.
Talking about beating a dead horse. That's not beating a dead horse. That's beating its bones that have already turned into dust.
Well, so just today I heard another video
all over the place.
I heard another video. People. I heard another video of someone saying, "Oh, the COMEX, once gold goes to this, you're not going to get your gold." And it's like, yeah, I didn't think I was going to get my gold. It's a tool to trade with. It's not for getting gold. But what will happen is you'll make a ton of money if it goes up, or if you.
How many videos do I have to do on that subject? I don't want to talk about it anymore.
All right, cool.
Okay, so
Silver.
Here it is, folks. With the COMEX, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there's what is called contracts for physical delivery, and contracts that do not pay out in physical delivery, but pay out in cash instead. That's how they're settled. If you would like to take physical delivery of gold with a futures contract, you can do so by setting up a hedging account before you start trading at your broker. And of course, you got to pull up the full amount of the contract plus storage fees and interest. Yes, indeedy. And then once the contract expires, you will have the 5,000 bushels of soybeans or whatever it is delivered to your front door. Okay, if that's how you want to roll, then go ahead and roll like that. All right. I know Gerald Salente, that used to be his thing. Do what you do. However, there's a better way to do that if you're trying to stack your physicals. I'm just saying. So people say, "Oh man, too many contracts have traded. It's gonna go belly up. They can't deliver." The people don't know what they're talking about, and I'll just leave it at that.
All right, cool.
You have a YouTube channel doesn't make you a trader.
Cool, Mo D. All right, we got a question here from Golden Burks. Can you ask Dex what he thinks? Should Binance go after those who did spread the FUD about the police raid? So I didn't know about this story. I haven't been paying attention.
My first time here too. What is it? What happened?
I got you. Dex.
All right. What's up?
So Binance CEO, we will be suing the block over China police raid story. So apparently the block alleged false reporting in an ongoing Twitter exchange on November 22nd. CZ, known as CZ in crypto circles, promised to take legal action over an article that claimed that Binance's Shanghai office was receiving attention from the Chinese police. So he says we'll be suing them in one tweet. The offending piece originally surfaced on Friday and was part of multiple reports of fresh crypto clampdown by China. At the same time, BTC slid to below $7,000. The block initially made its claim under the headline Binance's Shanghai office shut down following visit by authorities, sources say. After a wide backlash over the factual accuracy of the article, during which CZ demanded the publication apologize, but ruled out court action, the block released a follow-up piece defending its stance. This appeared to inflame tensions, leading CZ to change his mind on the issue. So he's like, we just want an apology. And then he's like, we're suing you.
Wow.
So he wrote, instead of apologizing to the community for the fake headline news of the non-existent police raid, I really like CZ, which damaged our reputation and the BTC price, the block now tries to argue that there was an office. If CZ had a meeting, who cares? Own up and apologize for your mistake. All right. So I don't know. That's interesting. CZ, hey, if that fake news hurt the market, why not go?
All right. Okay. Now that you said that piece, let me give you the other side of the story. There is some truth to that story.
Oh, yeah?
Now, whether or not, the Chinese officials raided their office or not, that may not be true, but there is truth to that part of the story. It was reported on Friday on Bloomberg, in a breaking news, that China was cracking down on exchanges and other blockchain activities in their country because China was the only person so far to be truthful enough to announce their intentions. They don't want anyone competing with their blockchain. They want to control it. They're in the process of building out their own blockchain, and they're going to have their own crypto thing, and they want to control it. So they don't want any outside interference or anyone competing with them. They want to make it so that their people in China have to use their Chinese blockchain and trade and deal with the cryptos that China itself controls. And they actually said that on the Bloomberg piece. So those are facts. Now, throughout the last couple of years, you've been hearing reports about China cracking down on crypto trading and stuff like that in their country, and that is true. That is really true. That Bloomberg broke that story. All right, so take it for what you want, but those are facts. Came out on Bloomberg. I will say this: as far as any kind of television show in the States goes, Bloomberg is the only thing that I watch and listen to when it comes to business news because they give you both sides of the story. Unlike any other business channel, I won't say any names. So you've heard me talk about Bloomberg before. Yeah, you can take whatever Bloomberg says to the bank.
To the bank.
You don't have to like it, but those are facts.
All right, cool. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for interacting. Please like, share, and subscribe. A like really helps us. Sharing the video really helps us. We appreciate it. We appreciate you all being here. And I think that's it for today, Dex. Do you have anything you'd like to say to end our broadcast together?
Remember, folks, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back to the greedy market. Peace.
Peace.